Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, Text number 7. Gacha Devi Vrajam Bhadre Gopa Gobhir Alankritam Rohini Vasudevasya Aryaste Nanda Gokule Anyascha Kamsa Samvigna Vivareshu Vasantihi. Translation: The Lord ordered Yogamaya, O my potency, who are worshipable for the entire world, and whose nature is to bestow good fortune upon all living entities. Go to Vraja, where there live many cowherd men and their wives, in that very beautiful land, where many cows reside. Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva, is living at the home of Nanda Maharaja. Other wives of Vasudeva are also living there incognito because of fear of Kamsa. Please go there. Report by Srila Prabhupada. Nanda Gokula, the residence of King Nanda, was itself very beautiful. And when Yogamaya was ordered to go there and encourage the devotees with fearlessness, it became even more beautiful and safe. Shri Radha Kalachanji ki. Because Yogamaya had the ability to create such an atmosphere, the Lord ordered her to go to Nanda Gokula. So, the short purport, we'll also go to the next one, and then we can discuss the two verses. Text 8. Devakya jatare garbham sheshakyam dhama mamakam tat san nikrishya rohinya udare sanni veshaya. Devakya of Devaki, jatare within the womb, garbham the embryo, Sesha akyam, known as Sesha, the plenary expansion of Krishna, Dhamma, the plenary expansion, Mamakam, of me, Tat, him, Sannikrishya, attracting, Rohinya, of Rohini, Udare, within the womb, Sanniveshaya, transfer without difficulty. Translation: Within the womb of Devaki is my partial plenary expansion known as Sankarshana or Sesha. Without difficulty, transfer him into the womb of Rohini. Purport: The first plenary expansion of Krishna is Baladev, also known as Sesha. The Sesha, incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, supports the entire universe, and the eternal mother of this incarnation is Mother Rohini. Because I am going into the womb of Devaki, the Lord told Yogamaya, the Sesha incarnation has already gone there and made suitable arrangements so that I may live there. Now he should enter the womb of Rohini, his eternal mother. In this connection, one may ask how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated transcendentally, could enter the womb of Devaki, which had previously been entered by the 6 asuras, the Shad-garbhas. Does this mean that the Shad-garbha asuras were equal to the transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The following answer is given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The entire creation, as well as individual parts, is an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, even though the Lord enters the material world, he does not do so. This is explained by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9:4 and 5. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina mastani sarvabhutani na chaham teshu avasthita na cha mastani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhuta brinna cha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavana. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them, and yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, myself is the very source of creation. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Everything is an expansion of Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, everything is not the Supreme Godhead, and He is not everywhere. Everything rests upon Him, and yet does not rest upon Him. This can be explained only through the Achintya, Veda philosophy. Such truths can be understood, however, unless one is a pure devotee. For the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18:55, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, yavan yaschasmi tattvata. One can understand Supreme Personality as He is only by devotional service. Even though the Lord cannot be understood by ordinary persons, this principle should be understood from the statement of the Shastras. A pure devotee is always transcendently situated because of executing 9 different processes of Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandaram, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Thus situated in devotional service, a devotee, although in material world, is not in the material world. Yet a devotee always fears, because I am associated with the material world, so many contaminations affect me. Therefore he is always alert in fear, which gradually diminishes his material association. Symbolically, Mother Devaki's constant fear of Kamsa was purifying her. A pure devotee should always fear material association, and this way all the asuras of material association will be killed. As the Shatgarbha Asura were killed by Kamsa, it is said that from the mind Marichi appears. In other words, Marichi is an incarnation of the mind. Marichi has 6 sons: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in pure devotional service. This is confirmed in the Vedas. Bhaktir evenam darshayati. Only bhakti can bring one in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared from the womb of Devaki, and therefore Devaki symbolically represents bhakti. And Kamsa symbolically represents material fear. When a pure devotee always fears material association, his real position of bhakti is manifested, and he naturally becomes uninterested in material enjoyment. When the 6 sons of Marichi are killed by such fear, and one is freed from material contamination, within the womb of bhakti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears. Thus, the 7th pregnancy of Devaki signifies the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After the 6 sons, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya, are killed, the Sesha incarnation creates a suitable situation for the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, when one awakens his natural Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna appears. This is the explanation given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, there is the explanation of this verse, quite long and quite deep meaning. I hope everybody understood it. Or we can have some discussion if there is any, because it's a very good explanation given by Srila Prabhupada, and he is quoting Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. To understand this particular verse, that what is the meaning of Yogamaya, this dialogue, this transcendental dialogue between Krishna and Yogamaya is happening before the appearance of Krishna, before the appearance of Lord Balaram. So where is it happening? Because they haven't appeared yet. That may be the first question. That this is also explained by the same author, that it is happening in the spiritual world. Just like brother and sister, they talk. Similarly, Krishna and Yogamaya, they are talking. So it is quite mysterious. It is very mysterious. Actually, the 10th canto is full of mysteries. And this is one of the mystery. Many times, some of the people who come to hear classes, they get confused by these kind of descriptions. Many people, some people even, told me before, not here in this temple, but other places, that when you speak about, when the speaker is talking about the spirit, soul, and body, I'm not this body, I'm the spirit soul, you're not this body, you are the spirit soul, etc. There is super soul in the heart, there is the spirit soul and the super soul living, same place in the heart, next to each other. These things at least we can understand, we can conceptualize. But when you talk about Krishna, he is lifting Govardhan hill. How do we understand that? He's a little boy. On his pinky, he is lifting the whole hill. This is just, it doesn't register in my mind. They say like that. Many Panditas, great learned scholars, they even wonder, who is this Krishna? We read sometimes that he is speaking Bhagavad Gita, the highest knowledge. Sometimes he is dancing with his girlfriends. Sometimes he is lifting as a little boy the hill, etc., etc. The description is so much confusing that we can't understand in reality what is going on. So Krishna's life is full of mysteries and miracles. It starts at the even before his appearance, this mystery is starting. Whereas Lord Ramchandra's life, if you study it carefully, much more simple compared to Krishna's. Taking birth as a royal prince in a nice palace, the parents are loving, taking care of the 4 brothers, and due course of time, he is going to be thrown, but he had a problem and he had to go to forest with his wife, etc., etc. But only in the later stage, when he had to build a bridge across the ocean without any foundation, without any support, just by floating the stones, boulders, then there is some mystery, some miracle involved. Until that point, not very much. So Lord Ramchandra's life is like that, easier to follow and understand, because it's an ideal example of a son, of a king, of a prince, of a husband, etc. Whereas Krishna's life is, what can you identify with? So a lot of people, they ask questions about we have a hard time. One lady was actually, quite suspicious, and she stalked, American lady. She talked to me very frankly. She said, I just can't connect to this thing. This stuff is too much. So Bhagavatam is like that, and this is 10th canto. So therefore it is recommended to study Bhagavatam step by step from first canto, first and second canto very carefully, then third, fourth, fifth. Finally, then coming to the 10th canto. Then at least there is some foundation and some entrance into these mysteries, and there's less and less confusion. So therefore Bhakti Yoga process given by Srila Prabhupada is also working like a miracle. When we follow the Bhakti Yoga process and we get some potency, some intelligence to understand these mysteries. Now in the verse number 7, Gacha Devi Vrajam Bhadre, Lord Krishna is telling his Yogamaya potency that you go to Vraja, Nanda Gokule. So, how many people have been to Nanda Gokul? Anybody been there? Almost everybody's been there to Nanda Gokul. Where are you from, Prabhu? Visakhapatnam. So you didn't go to Vrindavan. Okay. So, of course, Visakhapatnam is also a very famous place of a very great devotee. But this Nanda Gokul, if you go there, there is still a palace of Nanda Maharaj. And there are so many pillars in that palace. When they give you the tour, they say, okay, see all these pillars. And then they describe, different parts of the palace. And it's right on the bank of river Jamuna. So this place, when you visit there and you hear about what Nanda Maharaj was doing, what Mother Yashoda was doing, how beautiful it was 5,000 years ago. And the only thing that we can see right now is the remnants of that palace of Nanda Maharaj that is surviving. It may have been a very big palace, but most of the palace may be under the dirt, because a lot of the places have been, over the years, something happens and it kind of goes inside the ground. A lot of buildings. I don't know how it happens, but the archaeologists probably can tell you how it happens. But this is what they notice, that most of the stuff gets covered and the dirt just accumulates over top of, one layer after another. But anyway, still the palace is there. So there is something to look at, historically speaking. But the description that we get in, for example, Rupa Goswami's books, that he has described this Nanda Gokul and Vrajadham, is so amazing. And here, just we get a little glimpse. Gopi alankritam, that it is alankrit by thousands and millions of cows and cowherd people. And Rupa Goswami says that beautiful waterfalls, how river Jamuna is so big. In different places there are lakes inside the river and also other places. And the greenery and the flowers and everything about it describes us like he is describing spiritual world. He's taking us actually on the tour of the spiritual world. So we can understand that when Krishna was present on the earth planet, the Vraja Dham was actually looking exactly like the spiritual world, Golok Dham, Vrindavan. And gradually, after Krishna left, then, got covered over again. But we can get the glimpse of it, because river Jamuna is the same and Govardhan Hill is the same. So we get the glimpse, we get the idea. When we go there, we get the same benefit also of going in the spiritual world. We are in Golokdham Vrindavan when we, even on the earth planet, when we visit Vrindavan. So here it is described that naturally it is beautiful. When Krishna was going to appear, the seasons changed. Everything became so beautiful. The earth planet changed into a spiritual planet. Especially the Vrajadham Vrindavan became spiritually. And that description is also will be coming in next chapter when Krishna appears, how everything happened. So we just get an idea that even before Krishna was appearing, now Yogamaya is entering and making everything much more beautiful, much more safer, much more secure. And the reason is Krishna is concerned. What is the concern of Lord Krishna? Krishna is concerned primarily about Devaki and also about Vasudeva, but mostly about Devaki. Because she has fear. She's afraid. What is she afraid of? She has seen 6 of her children killed, one after another, by her own brother, Kamsa. So she's afraid of Kamsa, that he will come and kill my next child. That is her constant fear. And Lord Krishna does not like his devotees in a fearful situation. Lord Krishna's main concern, main business is to make his devotees happy. See them always happy and joyful. That is his main concern. And same thing, devotees, their main concern is to see Krishna happy. Krishna is enjoying sufficiently, immensely. That is their main concern. So this is a reciprocation going on. And here we see Krishna is concerned about Devaki's fear, that she should not feel fearful. So he is making all this arrangement. Even here in the practical life, we see the mother's example. Like supposing there are mothers sitting on a bench in a park and the kids are playing. The mothers are talking with one another, but constantly the mother is watching her kid. Is he okay? Is he all right? Is he playing nicely? Something bad should not happen to the child. In the home, when she is cooking, also her attention is with the child. So her focus of life is, she may be doing any other activities, but her focus is her child. That's a natural instinct of the mother. So similarly, Krishna's natural quality is to take care of his devotees. Therefore, he is called Bhakta Vatsala. So here, the whole process is given in short, summarized form. That how to be inside, to be in that inner circle of devotees. How we can be included as devotees of Krishna. And the example of Rohini is very fitting in this regard. Example of Yashoda is very difficult to follow. Because she has so much natural, spontaneous, immense love for Krishna that it cannot be just awakened in our heart, instantaneously. It just, doesn't happen like that. She has too much love. Now, in case of Devaki, of course, she is also eternal mother of Krishna. But there is a procedure that is given here that it is possible if we follow in her footsteps. What is that procedure? That we have some fear. Even the scientists, they have figured out, Russian scientists, they made an experiment many years ago. They wanted to see people, how we can maximize work, productivity from people. So they tried 2 different techniques. One was the technique of love and reward. And they wanted to see the outcome. By giving people loving care and rewards, their productivity is increasing? Yes, it is increasing. Then they tried the fear and punishment. And by fear and punishment, the productivity went many, many times more. It just was amazing. So they decided, okay, communism, we will create fear. So that was their decision. Because fear has something, the love, it takes long time to cultivate. To love somebody, it's a real thing. It's a real test. But fear immediately works. So this is scientifically proven also. So here also it is recommended that devotees, they cultivate natural fear for Kamsa or fear of people who are associates of Kamsa or who have imbibed the qualities of Kamsa or demoniac qualities in general. We have discussed that in previous classes. What are the demoniac qualities? And here the six main are described also: Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha, Moha, and Matsarja. Lust, anger, greed. So these qualities, if somebody is exhibiting, then we should be, as devotees, we should be immediately fearful of that person and those qualities. Even if that quality comes inside us, lust, anger, or greed, or etc., then we should be also fearful and on alert. Prabhupada says, devotee is alert about these things. He doesn't want to go near these things. Especially, he has fear of bad association. That I don't want to go near any bad association. This is Prahlad Maharaj also describing that he is not fearful of anything in this world, but only one thing: material association. So when we have a healthy fear of materialistic bad association or bad company, then the outcome is that these asuras or the bad qualities, they are killed. Just like when we read Krishna book or Bhagavatam and how Krishna is killing these big demons, then all these bad things that harass us, these bad, even the remnants of these bad things can harass us, can create problems. Sometimes devotees, they wonder, I'm such a nice devotee, why I am suffering so much? The suffering is coming because of these remnants of bad things that are stored within the consciousness, in the subconscious. And they have to be cleared up. And the process of clearing up is this: reading about Krishna killing the demons and keeping the bad association away as far as possible, and absorbing the good association, keeping in the company of pure devotees. Like when we hear Prabhupada or when you read from his books, we are associating with Prabhupada. We are in pure devotee company, naturally. Or when we are chanting with Prabhupada, Prabhupada's tape, he is chanting, devotees are chanting with. It's the same thing. Chanting in association of pure devotee. So these things, what happens is the bad things go away, devotee feels very happy, and his pure love for Krishna is automatically sprouting up in his heart. It is growing day by day, week by week, year by year, more and more. And before he knows, he becomes a pure devotee. So this is the process given here in this verses, that the yogis and the jnanis, big people, they work very hard to get rid of anger, greed, lust, etc. And in most cases, they fail also. It's not easy to conquer over these bad qualities. So many people have tried. But devotee very easily can conquer over these bad qualities by this process given here in these verses. That process is to have fear, to be fearful of the material existence. That this material existence and material association, I don't like. Just like some of the devotees, in order to avoid Kamsa's company and the bad people's company, they were hiding in Vraja, Gokula. Many of the wives of Vasudeva also were among them. And Rohini, Rohini is there. That's all another discussion about Rohini and Sesha and Lord Balaram. But maybe tomorrow, if we get time, we can talk about it. But that's another beautiful topic. But the idea is that these devotees are hiding in Vraja. Why? Because they want to avoid Kamsa. They have fear of Kamsa. Similarly, devotees in Krishna consciousness, they also have hiding place. ISKCON temples. We hide, we don't hide, but we come here and we take shelter of the deities. We take shelter of the Lord. And we chant here or we do our services here. So we are with Krishna. So we are protected by Krishna. We think about Krishna. Devotees who are actively serving the deities, they're always thinking about what I have to do for the deities. I have to do arti or offering or this or that. Devotees who are serving in Gurukul, they are thinking what I have to do to teach the kids. Or whatever service the devotee is doing, that is his meditation. And that keeps him very pure and Krishna conscious. So, the whole process given by Prabhupada is the same process. By following that process, we automatically become very high class, top class devotees. That is guaranteed. Any other points or questions regarding these two verses?
Hare Krishna. So there is a really nice purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the 8th verse. And it illustrates this point in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Yesham tvandakatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dandan moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhridavrataha. That after getting rid of the anarthas, one can come firmly fixed in devotional service. And so Devaki, she's considered a incarnation of bhakti.
Yes.
Because only from only devotion or bhakti can make Krishna appear.
Yes.
And Marich, the 6 sons, they could be considered the 6 different types of anarthas, but and they also can be considered the 6 objects of the senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell, and also thought. And so Kamsa, when we engage in devotional service sincerely, then we develop this fear of material existence. And so we begin to pray to the Lord, help me get away from this material, the attachment to the objects of the senses, or these 6 different types of anarthas. And so when fear comes and kills those objects of the senses, or gets rid of those anarthas, then prema comes, then the Balaram comes after the 6 sons. So and after prema comes, then comes the appearance of the Supreme Lord within the heart.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Very nice. That's basically the purport that we read, and you have absorbed it thoroughly and completely, very nicely. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Something else about fear. We see all of this brought upon by Narad Muni. That Narad Muni was basically the one who accelerated this.
Yes.
Telling Kamsa, hey, anybody could be Krishna. So a realization that came to me the other day was, we see the influence of Kali Yuga increasing like anything. And as devotees, it's for us a good thing so that we can accelerate Krishna's appearance within our own lives. And then as Srila Prabhupada asks, we go out there and give Krishna to others, also give them shelter. Like you were saying, all of our temples are shelter, are shalas for people to take shelter from Kamsa, like that. And so I was, as I listened and I was waiting for him to say that also, is the point that if we take deep shelter of Krishna, then Kamsa goes away, then this fear goes away, and at the same time others can come and take shelter of Krishna. So this advancement of Kali Yuga is a good thing for us. It increases our fear and at the same time increases our surrender to the Supreme Person.
Yes. The advancement of Kali Yuga is good thing in a way that we can go out and distribute the mercy of Lord Chaitanya more and more, and bring more and more people inside ISKCON, shelter of taking shelter of the temple or taking shelter of the deities, taking shelter of the books, etc., taking shelter of prasadam. All these wonderful gifts that we have, we can share with other people and make them fortunate also. So that is the benediction of the acceleration of Kali Yuga. Jai Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki